Okay. Hi guys, I'm really just testing here. I didn't realize it would it would actually go live straight away. But while we're here, I guess I can do this test with you here. So hang on, let's go from unlisted back to public. And so can you guys hear me? Cool. There's obviously a bit of a delay between the between the streaming and what I'm doing here, so I'm not sure if there's anything that can be done about that. So while I have you here, I guess I could show you. Minimize this. Yeah. I could show you Nuke. I'm still on the trial license for Nuke because I want to use it since it's a subscription payment for Nuke, so it doesn't make sense not to use the full 3 months before paying for it. But thanks to your guys' generous donations, I have been able to buy Neat Video already. So I have been doing some experiments this weekend, and I was able to create a general script that I will be using as a starting point for all the shots. And actually today I already did like 4 different shots. Let's see here. Open comp. Here. I also made like a pretty organized folder structure. Hopefully I will be able to stick to it. Go to shots. Reel 1, and as you can see, I already have a few shots for Empire here. So let me just open the script here. And this is the node graph. Let's move this over here. So yeah, I've been debating whether to stream here on YouTube or to do the streaming on Twitch. Because I'm a little afraid that I don't want to lose my channel over some copyright issues or something. But since what I'll be showing here definitely falls well within the fair use, I think I should be fine. Someone's saying I don't think it's in 4K right now. Yeah, I'm actually I decided to try the stream at 1080p because my internet connection here is not bad, but it's not excellent either. So I figured it would be better to stream 1080p at a decent bitrate rather than super choppy 4K. Dobrý večer, Petře. We've got some Czech guys here. That's pretty cool. Another question: will you ever do respecialized edition of Empire and Jedi? I'm not saying never, but it's definitely very low on the priority list right now. Oh, someone's asking, what's your setup? Well, I'm actually on a pretty powerful workstation that I have from my previous job with Nanotech Entertainment. And again, thanks to some donations, I have been able to beef it up even more. So it's got like a Tesla CUDA card, and it's actually like funny how it was like super expensive 5 years ago, and now it's not it's not that great, but it's still like better than most computers that people would have at home. It's got 128 gigs of RAM and 20 core or two 10 core CPUs. I'm trying to keep up with the messages here, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to. I was wondering if the OT trilogy was despecialized in 4K, by the way. Oh, right. No. The original despecialized was actually 720p, so going from there to 4K will be quite a big jump in quality. But yeah. So I wanted to show you this setup that I have here. So first of all, I did these sort of contact sheets. This is just for real one. So I have these same frames for all the different sources. And then here I have a frame reference, which actually is OTD's Empire, because there was some debate whether to use the gout sync. Some of you will know what that means, others may not. Well, Gout is the 2006 DVD, which is actually the only official release of the original in a digital form. So we used to use that as a frame reference for editing the original versions, and therefore for audio sync. But with the 35mm scans, we now have versions that have some extra frames that were missing from the Gout DVDs. And OTD's version, which is sort of like Despecialized, but he keeps some of the special edition changes in there. and his is, as far as I know, his is currently the only project that has the new number of frames that we agreed upon on the original trilogy.com forum. So I'm using it as a frame reference to make sure the cut will be correct. So here, as you can see, I have all these other sources synced to OTDs. Well, next we have the 2011 Blu-ray here, because actually, because of the DNR on the Disney version, there are actually some shots that have better detail in the old Blu-rays. So I might want to use it. So just to be sure, I have it here too. And then I have these write nodes. And I did a bit of, well, coding is a very strong word, but I have them automated. So every time I save a new script and I name it based on the shot number, all these write nodes will adjust to that shot and write in their proper folders and stuff. So that way I'm able to pre-render all my sources, including noise reduction and cleaning. You can see here. I'm able to do some pretty big noise reduction, but like when you look at this guy's face, it's actually shifted in time. So this is why I also have a weaker noise reduction version always, which better keeps those details. So I'm able to then mix them together and create something. So yeah, and so when I have these sources ready, I'm then able to just go here and hit render all, and it automatically renders all my sources, which is something I had to do before. I had to do it one by one in Premiere, and then only then I could go into Nuke and start doing that. So yeah, so this is my base script, and from there I have this. They closed it, it seems. Actually, I should probably show you. I already showed this in one of my videos. Hopefully there's no porn tabs here. I already showed you in one of my videos that I have this spreadsheet that got created by some volunteers, for which I'm very grateful, because it must have been a crazy amount of very boring work. So I'm very happy that I could find some people to do it for me. And here I can check which shots I still need to work on, and which sources are ready for them. But actually, this source is ready, not ready. That was something I needed before when I was using another program to create the sources. Now this actually is not really necessary. But I will be marking the shots here. This one is actually marked final because I looked at it very closely, and I'm convinced that there's no special edition change there. So, but at the same time, I don't want to erase it from the list just in case. So I just marked it as final. So yeah, so I have these shot numbers, and that way I can see what needs to be done. Of course, as you see, I have very few shots done now because, as I explained in my last video, I was working at 1080p. So now I have to sort of, everything I've already done, I have to redo in 4K. Some of them I will probably upscale because if it's like full 35mm source, the 35mm sources actually don't have more detail anyway in 4K. So I think upscales will be fine there. But most of the shots I've already done, I will have to redo again. Oh, this is what I was looking for. Ooh, 70 viewers. Very nice. Okay. Let's see. Go back here. And I wanted to read some of your messages. So, sorry for the silence. I'm trying to read through your messages here. D+80 version had to use a few 35mm scan shots, I think, too. Yeah, he used a lot of 35mm. And actually, like, his version is great, but I think it can still be improved upon. Like, I think he used full 35mm shots where you could only use it as a minor source and combine it with the full 4K Blu-ray. So there's some room for improvement there. Plus, I want to despecialize it more thoroughly. But for now, like if you're looking for a nice clean version, OTDs is definitely a good choice. How many total hours has this taken? I have not taken count, but I believe it will be in the tens of thousands, probably. He started the day. Oh, yeah, somebody's saying here. Yeah, started the project a decade ago. Yeah, I have not kept count. Will there be an Empire Strikes Back 70mm recreation? Probably not. I mean, it's the differences are so minor, and we don't really have any good quality sources for them. So, and actually, the 5.1 track is the 5.1 track on the current Despecialized and most fan restorations is already the recreation of the 6-track audio from 70mm. I'm a very slow reader, sorry. I'm selling a pen and scan laserdisc trilogy on eBay sometime in April. Yeah, good for you. We win. We win when we have multiple versions available in maximum quality. Yeah, I agree. Like, I actually, for myself, I'm very fond of the 4K 77 and 4K 83 versions. But that's one of the reasons I want to start with Empire now, because we don't have a proper 35mm version for that one yet. But yeah, so I mentioned somewhere already that for me this is watching the 35mm versions is great and I love it. But when I want to show it to someone who's not a big film geek, they usually don't really appreciate the grainy, dirty footage, even though like the team behind 4K 77 did a great job cleaning it up, but it's still not on the level of like a proper clean Blu-ray release. So for people like that, I think it still makes sense to have Despecialized. Mono audio. Will there be a mono audio version? For Star Wars, definitely. All the previous Despecialized versions had the mono mix, and I believe Empire actually we do have a mono mix from 16mm, which is a separate mix. So I think that was also available on the last Despecialized version. I might be mistaken there. Which are you most proud of? Well, that's a question I never know how to answer. Like all of them, really, and looking back, none of them. I was just looking at the last Despecialized version of Empire, and it really is in dire need of improvement. I thought 35mm discernible detail more or less maxed out at 4K. Yes and no. Like a really, really good 35mm negative can resolve up to 6K. But the prints that we're scanning are actually like 4 generations removed from the original negative, and the material used for Star Wars probably didn't resolve that much to begin with. So even the original negative probably wouldn't go much beyond 4K, and the theatrical prints are probably more in the ballpark of 720p actually. Someone saying you can scan it at an infinite resolution. Yeah, you can, but you're not gonna gain any more detail. Hello, Harmy. I'm from Romania. If I ever come to Prague, I want to drink a beer with you. I would be happy to. hopefully, sometime soon we will even be able to. So far, the situation is not developing greatly here. They actually the lockdown was supposed to end this week, and they prolonged it. So I'm still not even able to see my girlfriend. Will we ever see Atmos for the original theatrical cut? I don't think so. Like, I mean, somebody could probably edit the. I'm not. Do the official Blu-rays have Atmos? Probably, yeah. But there was never any such mix for the original, so it wouldn't be the original mix. So I don't think we will see Atmos for the original trilogy, because then it wouldn't be the original or the unaltered original trilogy. I think you're in touch with the people at the 4K77 site, right? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I actually not for this, because they haven't finished Empire yet, but I will be asking them. That's one of the things I have to do soon, because I do have some scans here, but I think they have, and actually they did send me this Empire Grindhouse scan that is actually like their ProRes master of that scan, so I have it in better quality. And I'm hoping they could get me some newer scans as well, because both of these scans that I have have their issues. Will you retain the 1997 recomposites and wipes that are the same as the 1977 ones? No. Well, the wipes maybe, because basically I would probably be recreating them anyway. But the recomposites, definitely I will be restoring the original composites. What is your favorite OT film? My favorite OT film is the original Star Wars. Like, Empire is objectively a better movie, but the original Star Wars has a place in my heart that's just irreplaceable. Do you plan on burning your own Blu-rays of Hall's PT edits? No, no. I actually don't watch the prequels, be it fan edits or whatever else. And if I do watch them, like once a decade, I just watch the original versions cannot be said, because none of the maybe actually Revenge of the Sith, but both The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones have been re-edited for DVD and then Blu-ray, now 4K. Why do you think Lucas made the special editions? His lack of Oscars or his divorce of Marsha Lucas? Now, I don't believe any of those theories. I think he just... I think his motivations originally were quite pure, but then... I don't know what happened to him, but I think he really just wanted to improve the movie or make it relevant for the new decade or whatever. But yeah. Movies scanned at 4K, 6K, or 8K probably don't look too different. Yes, unless they're like 70 millimeter or IMAX, then 8K does make sense. Other than that, not really. Quick question from someone who doesn't have a Blu-ray burner. Do you know if there will be an AVC HD version of Despecialized 3.0? I don't know. Maybe. It does seem kind of obsolete now. Like most people will probably watch these from flash drives or something. So I will be doing a Blu-ray. But even though I don't know if we're able to author 4K Blu-rays now, so even like the main 4K version will probably only be MKV. But maybe I will, or I'm sure if I don't, I'm sure someone will make an AVC HD version. Or actually, if you really need it, it's pretty from the 4K version that should have enough quality for re-encoding, so you can always make it yourself. It's not that difficult. Would like to. Yeah, thank you guys for all the messages. I don't have time to answer all of them, but thank you for writing. Sounds like the Phantom edit or Attack of the Clone edits were considered better. They're a bit out. Yeah, I know some of the prequel fan edits were pretty good, but it's still this. I don't think you can make those movies that much better. Well, I actually watched the prequels relatively recently with my girlfriend because I found out she's never. We watched Star Wars before, but we only watched the original trilogy. But she and then we saw the Rise of Skywalker. I can't even remember the name of that movie. The Rise of Skywalker in theaters. So we watched 4 through 8, and then went to see 9 in theater. And yeah, so I watched the prequels after like 5 years or something, and they didn't get better. And even my girlfriend, who actually liked the original trilogy and even the new movies, she thought the prequels were pretty terrible, but funny. Like the Anakin Padme scenes in episode 2, where she was like, "What the what the f is that?" Like, he's why is he so rapey? Which 2.7 a few days ago, and after seeing the film hundreds of times of most releases, including Laserdiscs, that's simply amazing. I feel like watching it for the first time. That's a great compliment, but I do recommend you check out 4K77. They do have the DNR version, which is denoised a bit, so it's not quite as rough. So for like currently, I think those are the best versions you can watch. Have you made your way through Clone Wars? No. I think I watched like the first three seasons maybe, and then I got kind of bored with it. I think he has PayPal and Patreon links. Somebody's saying, "Oh, donation link." Yeah. I didn't even have time to add any comments or anything to this video. Oh, that's a bit embarrassing. Anyway, I wanted to go to one of my videos to give you the donation links. Here they are. Yeah, thank you guys very much for your donations. I'm really grateful, and they are really being put to good use. Like this neat video software for Nuke was really expensive, but it's really going to be worth it. It really sped up my. Like I said, I did like 4 or 5 shots just today, so it really should speed up my process a lot. If there's one upside of the prequels, it spawned the biggest meme community in the Star Wars fan base. Yeah, I can agree to that. I actually, I think I only created one meme in my entire life, and it was making fun of the prequels. If there's one, prequels. The prequels are better than the sequels. Well, I don't think I will be change my mind. I don't think I will be able to change your mind. It's a matter of opinion. I don't think so. Like, I would probably put Phantom Menace above Rise of Skywalker, but that's about it. Turn on super chat as well. I have actually no idea how to do this. So this is all very new to me. Monetization, I guess. Sponsored cars. No, that's ads. I don't think I want ads on this now. Off the chat. Nope. Maybe next time. Can you show people what would happen if you turned all the DNR settings to max? Well, actually, in this case here, they pretty much are set to max. We could try and max them out even further. Actually, how you do the denoising is you first choose a place where the noise is uninterrupted. And so this has to be done for each shot separately. So right now that wasn't done to the best capability of the software. Yeah, it's it's eye-opening, isn't it? Yeah, so let's try and max out everything. Actually, this new version of Neat Video has some pretty neat new functions, like this jitter of details, which is usually a problem, especially for these. For these sort of film restorations, they show the example here. Like there's this motion in the grain, so then even when you remove the grain, there's still this sort of heat haze kind of motion in there. So there's a function to get rid of that. Yeah. So here here you have it, the maxed out DNR. Sort of like the official UHD Blu-ray. Yeah, we don't want that. I'm surprised Disney hasn't tried to file a DMCA against you. Yeah, well, I'm very happy they didn't, but I think the case is like even J.J. Abrams watches Despecialized apparently, so I think they're just quietly tolerating it because for some contractual reasons they probably can't release it themselves and they want to keep the fans happy, so they don't fight against these Star Wars preservations and restorations, and also fan edits. They're actually pretty. Lucasfilm is actually pretty supportive of these sort of fan efforts. Do you like 81's work on the Star Wars Revisited? Absolutely, yeah. I actually when we watched the Star Wars films with my girlfriend recently. We watched the prequels and then we watched the original trilogy again. And I decided to put on 81's versions because I thought for her that could be interesting. So that's the thing. Like, I'm definitely not against special editions as long as you have the choice to watch the original version. So yeah, I think 81's versions are amazing, especially Empire. I recently watched your Despecialized version with my wife and son, and afterwards they told me they didn't find anything missing except for some of those bad 1997 CGI shots. Yeah, I think that's probably the general feeling. That actually reminded me of when I watched the Spence edit of the Hobbit films, where someone took all 3 Hobbit films and made like a 4-hour movie out of them. And I watched that and felt like there wasn't anything missing. Just ordered the CBS Fox original trilogy VHS tapes. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty cool collectibles. I have some recent videos about my Star Wars VHS collection, but beyond that, they're not really watchable anymore, at least for me. Maybe if you had like a small CRT somewhere, then that could be kind of cool. But 4K Sony. Interesting question. Yeah, do you think Despecialized 3.0 will be the last and definitive version? I thought 2.0 was gonna be the last and definitive version, so I'm kind of reluctant to say either way. Like, I'm hoping they will be. Well, actually, they will likely be. I don't think I will have the energy to. Maybe there will be like a 3.1 or something where if I find some small mistakes worth fixing, but I don't think I will. There will be another big overhaul after this. They're learning from Harmy, let's be real. If you're referring to the 4K 77 people, they are definitely not learning from me. Because the work they do is totally different from what I do. Actually, right now, I have to do some of the same work because I'm using 35mm sources. But mine is mostly like VFX compositing rather than proper like film restoration work. Do you like reggae? I don't not like reggae. Interesting question. We need a Blu-ray set with all releases. Yeah, I agree. We do need a Blu-ray set with all releases. I would be the first in line to to buy such a set. But it seems like actually there's. It actually looks like George Lucas actually did put it in the contract that they weren't allowed to release the original versions. At least that's what it sounded like when J.J. Abrams was talking about it in an interview. How's the HD masters of the Ewok movies? I have no idea. They did come to Disney Plus recently, right? Are they HD masters? Sometimes extended editions or director's cuts are superior versions because the studio pressured them into cutting stuff. I agree, yeah, but it's still good if the original version is available because if people saw it and fell in love with it in theaters. Like, for example, I personally prefer the original version of Blade Runner to the final cut or the director's cut. Even though it's like super cheesy, I do like the the commentary, the narration, and I even like the happy ending. So sue me. Yeah. After 40 years and with the original source being kept from the public by Lucasfilm, entitled. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, there is this thing where when they released the Gout, they said the original film elements were too damaged, and so here's 1993 Laserdisc Master, and it has since been pretty much disproven, like especially with modern restoration methods. The materials could be found to create a proper professional restoration of the original versions of Star Wars. I think Mike Verda proved that pretty well. And you could do the same thing for Empire and Jedi. I'm not sure if you have talked about this before, but I know you are working on Empire 3, but will there be an overhaul of Return of the Jedi? I'm planning to do it, but I haven't seen OTD's version yet, but I think that will probably be pretty close to perfect. So since the 35mm source is actually pretty close to perfect. What I'm waiting for is 81 is actually working on improving the UHD master, and he said he would release the fixed master. So I think I will wait for that for Return of the Jedi, and then use that as the main source. Do you think 4K 77 DNR is too grainy? That depends. Like I think it's too grainy for it to be on the level of like a real Blu-ray release. And I'm not saying a real Blu-ray release similar to what we see in the official Star Wars releases, but even so, and more dirty than grainy. It still has a lot of those little pops and dirt. But I personally actually prefer the non-DNR version for my own viewing. What is your favorite way to watch? What is your favorite way to watch The Empire Strikes Back currently? Like I said, like when I watched it, the last time I watched it, I actually watched 81's version. And when we watched it the time before, I think we used Despecialized actually. Because again, I was showing it to my girlfriend, and the Grindhouse 35mm version is pretty rough, so I went for Despecialized. But right now, actually, if you wanted a clean version, not a Grindhouse version, I would probably go for OTDs. If you wanted the original or something close to it. Have you seen the movie Rockers from '78? No, I haven't. There are films in much worse condition than Star Wars that were given beautiful restorations. Yeah, absolutely. Films from the silent era, for example. There are some really beautiful restorations of those. the gout was bad, so Lucas got people to watch the special editions. I think, yeah, I think that was his goal with it, to like give us this terrible old master and say like, here's your original version. See how bad it looks. But yeah, we didn't go for the bait. What do you think of the sudden love for the Star Wars prequels? Yeah, I think it's actually mostly nostalgia. Like, people who were little kids when the prequels came out are now in their mid-20s and early 30s. So I was a kid when the prequels came out, but I guess I don't have that much nostalgia for them. But I can see how a lot of people do. Well, anyway, guys, it's getting pretty late here, so I think I'm gonna go, and hopefully next time I will actually have this more put together, and I will be able to show you some work. Well, to end it properly, well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and may the Schwartz be with you.